proactive defense mechanism and serves to identify any new attack on and any vulnerabilities, if there are, on the system. And this is done by the Computer Emergency and Response Team of Mauritius.
Thank you, Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. 28.213.022. Mauritius Post Limited, contribution in connection with digital service centers. On nous demande de voter pour un montant de 44 millions de roupies. Je voudrais savoir si ce projet couvre également le bureau de poste de Pointe-Sable, vu l'exiguïté de ce centre.
Monsieur le Président, bien sûr, vous êtes quand même le chair.
Thank you.
This item is for the digital service center in all the posts where we have an ICT corner and we provide free internet services for the public. So this provision is for the staff working in all those corners and is available in all the posts. And it makes provision to, first of all, payment of the staff and increases that that is incurred in terms of their salary and recruitment.
Thank you. Page 365, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26323, the Mauritius Research and Innovation Council. Can the Honourable Minister tell us why there is an increase for the acquisition of computers and software and for what purpose?
Yes, Mr. Chair, this increase is to cater for a new system, implementation of grant and project management system for the MRIC. That is, all the projects that we do in terms of research and innovation. This amount of increase would cater for all these management system, acquisition of IT equipments, computers, printers, video conferencing, etc.
Thank you, Honorable Lutim.
Yes, under item 31.122, other machinery and equipment, decimal 834. GOC Tier 4 Data Center. May we know what this project is about and whether procurement has already been launched?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the procurement has not been launched because this is an item in the next financial year as from 1st of July. And this item is to cater for the Government Online Center, which is currently an old version. It has made its time, but now we are going to go for a state-of-the-art Tier 4, that we call it, in a technical terms, data center, and procurement will be launched in the next financial year.
Very good, thank you. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Merci. Item 26323, decimal 054, Mauritius Digital Promotion Agency. Could we have the composition of the board and the name of the executive director together with his qualifications, salaries and other allowances?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the name of the executive director is Dr. Suraj Jadu, and he holds a very interesting qualification, a PhD in artificial intelligence.
Very good.
And the board I can circulate, it's a long list. Sorry? Salaries as per the PRB, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We now move to subhead 16102, Central Informatics Bureau, page 365, page 366. Honorable Lutim.
22030, rent decimal 007, rent of lines for government intranet network. May I know from the Honorable Minister to whom the contract was awarded for the lease of the lines?
Mr. Chair, first of all, the increase is to cater for additional lines for the GINS connectivity, that is the government intranet services, and the contract had been awarded to Mauritius Telecom.
Thank you, Honorable Amiamia.
Chair, on page 366, item number 22120, fees, license fees for Oracle technical support. May we know the name of the company who will be awarded this contract?
Mr. Chair, the payment is as mentioned, is for Oracle, and the company is Oracle.
Thank you. Same page, 366, subhead 16103, Central Information Systems Division, CISD, page 366, page 367. Honorable Lutim.
Yes, under item 31.122.802, acquisition of IT equipment. A, setting up of a cutting-edge store at the Central Information System Division. May we know from the Honourable Minister to whom was this contract awarded?
$802, 3112-802, right?
Yes, 802.
Mr. Chair, this decrease in the provision, first of all, is that because the project is already in implementation and going to end in the next financial year, and the contract has been awarded to, let me find out if I have it here, but I can circulate it eventually.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that the sum of 972 million rupees for vote 16-1, Ministry of Information Technology, Communication and Innovation, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 17-1, Ministry of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training.
The question is that the sum of 852 million rupees for vote 17-1, Ministry of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. So we'll be proceeding by subhead. We are at subhead 17-101, General, page 375. Honorable Lutim.
Under item 2110.005, extra assistant, may we have the name of the advisors and the amount paid to them?
Angadin Chetan, PRO, Bandu Lajpat, Kamben Mayavan, Technical Advisor, Mr. João-Marie Joseph Eabea, Technical Advisor, Mr. Marie Moutou, Devilen, Advisor in PR Matters, and then Mr. Sangili Alvin, Advisor on Information Matters. And then there's also provision for the payment of allowances for the chairperson and vice chairperson of the redundancy board. That is Mr. Hussein Abdul Rashid and Mr. Marie Bernard.
Thank you. Same vote item. Same subhead, page 376. Moving on to subhead 17-102, Labour and Employment Relations Management, page 376. Page 377. Page 376, Honourable Mia.
Yes, item number 22030, rent, 7 million. May we have the details and breakdown of this figure?
Yes, Chair, provision is made for the payment of rental of offices at Victoria House, Silvercrest, and regional labour offices. The list is long. I will table it.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Page 377, no questions. So we move to subhead. Honourable Lutim. Sorry? Yes, please.
Yes, on the next subhead, that is 102, there is another amount for rent, 22030, rent, 28.8 million rupees. Can I ask the same question? What are the details and breakdown of this figure?
Which item is it?
Number 22030, rent, 28,800,000 rupees. Subhead 17/102.
Yes, I just answered the payment
Two
is
rent.
for...
There were two subhead. When one subhead 101, rent is 7 million. When on the same
We
page,
are on page
on the same page,
376,
yeah, it's on the same page.
Okay, Honorable Minister has already canvassed, so we are...
No,
on
it hasn't
page 300.
canvassed. Another one is 28 million.
I have only
28
one
million.
item, 22,030, rent, 28,800,000. Is that the one you're
Yes,
talking about?
and on the previous subhead, which is on the same page, there's another amount for rent, 7 million.
We have already gone through the other subhead.
Is another.
Yep. Okay, so we now move to page 377. Order. Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Yes, thank you. Under item 26313.13, manufacturing sector workers welfare fund. Every year we give an amount of 4 million rupees. May I know from the Honorable Minister who administer that fund and how much money has been paid out of the fund to the manufacturing sector workers?
Well, there is a board which administers the fund, Mr. Chairperson. Let me get the composition of the board. Manufacturing Sector Labour Welfare Fund. Yes, here we are. So the chairperson of that board is Mr. Jusri. What is it? Mr. Ajuri is the chairperson, drawing a monthly allowance or fee of 28,500 rupees. There is the government representatives, that is Mr. S. Damri, Assistant Director of the Ministry of Labour, Mr. Jodua, Head Gender Unit of the Ministry of Gender Equality and Family, Mr. Amdoyal, Senior Analyst at the Ministry of Industrial Development, SME and Cooperatives, Mr. Biari, and so on. There's also the, there are representatives of the employers, representative of the workers. So I will table the list.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Subhead 17103, Registration of Associations and Trade Unions. Page 377, we have no question. Yes, Honorable.
Under item 2110.001, basic salary, may I know from the Honorable Minister whether there is any vacancy in the post of Registrar of Association or Deputy Registrar of Association?
Well, I have been provided with information that the increase is for the payment of increment for January 2025. As regard to any vacancy that is there to be filled, unfortunately, I do not have the information. Otherwise, I would have it. I'm told that all vacancies have already been filled.
Thank you. Page 378, Honorable Amiamia.
Yes, page 378, subhead 17104, rent 22.
We are still on subhead 103, Registration of Associations and Trade Union.
I will go on this subhead, same item, rent 22030, with an amount of 2,960,000 rupees. May we have the details and breakdown of this figure?
Provision is for the rental of office space at Silver Quest Court. That is for a monthly rental amount of 204,338.16.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We are now at subhead 17104, Employment Facilitation, page 378. Honorable Amiamia.
Item number 21110.005, extra assistance, 2.4 million rupees. May we have the details of this amount?
Well, provision is for the salary and allowances to consultant and special advisor. That is Mr. Ruben Utesh Singh, who is a migration consultant. So he was appointed, the current contract period is from 1st of January 2024, and it will expire on the 31st of December 2024. And also for Mrs. Roberts Holmes Lucinda, Special Advisor in Technical and Vocational Education and Training, TVET. And she has as duty to advise on the operationalization of the STA, to advise on the implementation, improvements to be made in the TVET sector, and to advise on training and development in general.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Yes, we are on the heading
We are still on page 378, subhead 104, employment facilitation.
Yes. Okay. Item 2110.005, extra assistance. May we know to whom?
Already been canvassed. Yeah, page 379, Honorable Béranger.
28.212.028, training and placement of persons with disabilities. May we know how many persons benefited from this scheme, please? From this program? Thank you.
Which item, sorry? I didn't get you.
28,212. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
28.
212.
200.
.028.
Employment. What did it do? Yes. So, what was the question, actually?
Benefited from this program for the training and placement of persons with disabilities.
For the period of July 2023 to 31st of May 2024, a list of 88 persons with disabilities was submitted by the Training and Employment of Persons with Disability Board. All 88 were called for interview. Only 23 were present. Out of the 23, 22 were offered placement in different ministries and departments.
Thank you. Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Same item, but A, Youth Employment Program. Why there is a decrease in some allocation, and whether this program is extended to Rodrigues?
Well, Chair, the decrease in the budget estimate for 2024-2025 is due to the fact that the declining trend of expenditure for financial year 2023, implementation of other competing schemes with higher stipend, such as Prime de l'Emploi, which attracts a stipend of 15,000 rupees, and targeting also youth from the age of 18 to 35 and women below 50 years old.
Thank you. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you. 28.212.028, drill B, Women Back to Work program. Could we know the number of women who have benefited from this program?
During the financial year of 23-24, 17 women were placed in different sectors. 19 women have been trained in different fields, such as hairdressing techniques, beauty therapy, bakery, early childhood, and elderly and disabled, and small-scale gardening. 10 women who are presently following a short course training in hairdressing, and 15 women are following the basic IT application course.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Yes, under 28.212.028, Youth Employment Program. May I know from the Honorable Minister the number of beneficiaries under that program and the number of which have been retained in employment at the end of the program?
The Youth Employment Program, which was initiated back in 2013, initiated in 2013 and transferred to my ministry in 2015, has enabled so far 25,569 youth to be placed in companies. And altogether, agreements signed, that is, who have been able to secure employment, I presume. We year completed. I only have information as regard to the placement. As regard to the securing of employment, I don't have these information.
Thank you, Honorable Béranger. Last question.
To item 22.120.008, fees to consultants. Can we have the list of the consultants, please?
Jesu 8. Consultant. I will table information.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We are now on page 380, subhead 17105, Technical and Vocational Education and Training. Honorable Tim.
Yes, under item 26.313.27, extra budgetary grant to the MITD. I know from the Honourable Minister the number of students who attend courses in MITD.
Well, altogether, because there are a lot of courses being run by the MITD. So, for the year 2023, from January to December, we have had a total of 3,869. That is full-time students, apprenticeship, part-time also. And for the ITIET, 3,192. For EHSGD, 1,669. That is a total of 8,730. And from January to May 2024, total is 5,158 enrollment for that period.
Thank you.
And for other training program, there are more. So I'm given to understand that there are an additional 422 for ITIET and for EHSGD 13, again ITIET 92.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. We are on page 380, next subhead 17106, Human Resource Development. Thank you. The question is that the sum of 852 million rupees for vote 17-1, Ministry of Labour, Human Resource Development and Training, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 18-1, Ministry of Health and Wellness.
The question is that the sum of 17,200 million rupees for vote 18-1, Ministry of Health and Wellness, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. We are at page 390, subhead 18101, General. Honourable Juman.
391.
390.
Same item number.
Yeah, we are page 390. No, page 391. Honourable Juman.
X 21110, decimal 004, X 005.
extra assistance. Can I know a breakdown of the extra assistance?
Yes, Chair. The extra assistants are for the advisors, that is Dr. Go, Dr. Bandhu, Dr. Subdan, Mr. Subdan, Mr. Palawan, Dr. Toko, Mr. Tapisar, Mr. Dr. Jagro, Dr. Nanlal, and Dr. Anne Levu. The pay package, I will table all the information.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22130, D, Digital Health Strategy and Legislation. Can you give more details and whether it will be national-wide?
Yes, Chair. So the digital health strategy and legislation. So the provision made for consultancy services in respect of preparation of a digital health architecture with related blueprints, roadmaps, and drafting of the digital health law and priority regulations with the collaboration of the United Nations Development Programme.
Thank you. Honorable Fukyun.
Item 22030, decimal 008, rental of cloud space, e-health. May we know the name of a service provider and the amount of cloud space being rented?
Well, for the name of the, so far, for the rental of the cloud space, the provision is made for the rental of a secured cloud space with disaster recovery facilities in Mauritius for the implementation of e-health in a cost-effective, secure, scalable, and agile manner. So here we are with this project.
Thank you. Honorable Abbas Mahmoud.
22130, studies and surveys, paragraph C, health sector storage strategic plan. Can the Minister elaborate?
The health sector strategic plan for 2025-2029, provision made for the formulation of the second health strategic plan in collaboration with the World Health Organization. So the third round of progress monitoring of the current HSSP was at August 2023, whereby out of 707 activities identified, 60% were completed, 37% were either initiated or in progress, and 3% were planned for the coming years. So this is for the next one, for the next strategic plan.
Thank you. Last question for page 391. Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 25510, decimal 001, interest subsidy on medical loan. There was a measure announced last year, and an amount of 15 million was earmarked last year and this year also. So may I know from the Honourable Minister, out of the 15 million rupees earmarked for last year, how much has been spent under this item?
Yes, so as at date, a total of 37 applications have been received as follows: State Bank of Mauritius 31 and Mobank 6. Cumulative expenditures at 31st May 2024, 302,500 rupees.
Thank you. Page 392. Honorable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Alors, item 27210, décimal 018, assistance to patient referred for treatment in local private health institution. Peut-on savoir du ministre combien de patients ont bénéficié de cette assistance l'année dernière? Merci.
As at 31st May 2024, 3 patients have been sent to Welkin Hospital and Eagle Clinic for treatment. Provision made under this item has also been used to finance referral of cataract patients to private health institutions.
Thank you. Honorable Bagwan.
Point 167, Central Medical Procurement Authority. And can we know whether this authority has already been set up, with composition, the members?
5, yes. So this is the composition of the members. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Ramphal.
Yes, so the chairperson, Mr. Ravindran Persad, the vice chairperson, Mr. Dhanraj Konai, vice chairperson, the second one, Mr. Muneswar Sigobin Sitaram, member, Mr. Roshan Kumar Saltu, Ms. Priya Sena, Dr. Dhanraj Gopal, Mr. Guy Poulet.
Thank you, Honorable Ramphal.
Chair, item 27, 210.008, assistance to patients inoperable in Mauritius. Can we know the number of patients who have been sent abroad for last year?
Yes, from last year, so from January to December 2023, 354 patients, and from January to May 2024, 153 patients.
Thank you.
Thank you. Page 393. Last question, Honorable Amiamia.
Yes, Chair. There's only one item number. Project value, digitalization of hospital services, e-health, 633 million rupees. Started last year, 180 million rupees, and this year, 260 million rupees budgeted. May I ask the Honorable Minister, to whom the contract was awarded and when this project will go live?
Chair, I will be a little brief. So, Ministry entered a portfolio agreement in January 2022 with UNDP to implement this project. The following step-by-step extensive evaluation process after the authorization from the procurement office at UNDP headquarters, award was made on 9th January to the consortium led by Cryo3 Technologies, India, and comprising Informatics International Mauritius Limited, Netcom Partners Limited Mauritius. This is the contract awarded to this company.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Time over. Subhead 18102, Hospital and Specialized Services. We are on page 393. Honorable Fokyun.
Item 22120, fees, of which transaction advisor for public-private partnership projects. Can we know who is the transaction advisor and for what projects, please?
So the transaction advisor for the three projects, that is the National Health Laboratory, Modern Warehouse, Medical Consumable, the name of this project is, so I have one transaction advisor here. Yes, so letter of award has been issued to Kukuza Project Development Consultants on 10th June 2024.
Thank you, Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 393, item allowance 211110.013 allowance, pre-registration trainees. May I know how many trainees are we talking of for this 60 million budget?
So, for the 107 pre-registered doctors are being trained at present.
Thank you, Honorable Abbas Mahmood.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22030, rent. The figures has been decreased. Can I have some clarification?
The decrease is due to trend of expenditure, so that's why there has been a decrease. And the decrease in trend, so provision has been made for leasing of building for dialysis unit, health club and Ayurvedic clinic warehousing as well. So that's why, because there is a decrease in the trend of expenditure. That's why the amount of money for this year has gone down.
Thank you, Honorable Juman.
22140. Next page.
No, we are still on page 393, Honorable Utim.
Chair, under item 2220, fees, transaction advisor for public-private partnership project. So may I know from the Honorable Minister whether the transaction advisor has been appointed yet?
Yes, as I stated earlier, so the letter of award has been issued to Kukuza Project Development Consultants Limited.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Page 394, Honourable Juman.
Thank you, Chair. Can I know from the Honourable Minister, item 22140, decimal 001, with regards to procurement of medical supplies, drugs and equipment. Can he circulate a list of medical supplies, drug and equipment procured with suppliers and amount paid?
Yes, this can be circulated.
Thank you, Honourable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Same vote item 22140, decimal 001, human papilloma vaccination program. Can we have more details with regards to this program?
Yes, a human papilloma vaccination. So provision was made for inoculation for boys and girls and boys aged 15 to 19 years. From February this year to May this year, 19,890 children, that is 13,543 boys and 6,347 girls have been vaccinated. It is targeted to vaccinate additional 12,000 children in 2024 and 13,000 in 2025.
Thank you, Honourable Kiran.
Mr. Chair, page 394, item 26313, decimal 095, Trust Fund for Specialized Medical Care. 370 million was budgeted for last financial year. Can we have some details with regard to this?
I'm sorry, 300? Yes.
Item 26313, Trust Fund for Specialized Medical Care. Yeah, with regard to the amount which was budgeted for last financial year, can we have some details?
So the details for the services that have been provided with this sum of money from the intervention from July 2023 to May 2024 for cardiac surgeries 842, reopenings 92, angiography 2,620, angioplasty 813, other cardiology cases 62. So the recurrent expenditures include payroll, consumables, and disposables, and other utilities, while capital expenditure 1 million cater for small infrastructural upgrading and so on.
Thank you, Honourable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 394, item 2250, scientific and laboratory equipment and supplies. There has been an increase of about 100 million. Will the Honourable Minister give us more details regarding same?
So provision for the purchase of reagents, chemicals, and laboratory equipment for the Central Health Laboratory. Increase is due to additional tests, an increase in prices of laboratory equipment and supplies. Yeah, so I have a whole list of the details of all the additional tests being procured for dengue and the number of tests as well. I can table it.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Amiamia.
Item number 22140, decimal 007, renal dialysis. Every year there is an amount of 126 million rupees which is budgeted, and same last year. For last year's figure, can I ask the Honourable Minister the number of renal dialysis that has been performed in private clinics and also the amount that has been paid?
Yes, so for the private clinics, so what I have with me, provision of payment of one dialysis session in private clinics costing 800, and cost of consumables is 500 per kit, which is provided by the ministry, and the number of patients being 215. 215.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leopold.
The canvas.
Honourable Fokyun.
Next.
We're on page 395, subhead. 394, sorry.
Oh, no.
Subhead 102.
95.
95. Honourable Utim.
Thank you. Let me come back to the budgetary item for Trust Fund for Specialized Medical Care, 26,313.95. The Honourable Minister has just gave us the number of patients that has been operated on. Can he also provide us the number of patients who are on waiting list, waiting for either an angioplasty or open heart surgery at the level of the Trust Fund for Specialized Medical Care?
Yes, I think I will circulate the paper.
If Honourable Minister can please circulate at a later stage. And we have Honourable Juman for page 395, subhead 102. No?
Same item.
300. So we now move to page 395. Honourable Tu.
Thank you, Chair. Small letter M, on-site infrastructure for Health Hub at Goddo. May we know from the Honourable Minister the details of the setting up of a Health Hub at Goddo?
So, yes. On-site infrastructure for Health Hub at Goddo. Provision for funds has been made to the yearly payment to Landscope on-site infrastructure work and maintenance for the 40 arpents of land rented at Goddo for the construction of warehouse, laboratory, and Ayush center.
Thank you. Honourable Fukyun.
Item 31122, decimal 801, acquisition of medical equipment. There's a fund of 222 million provided for the acquisition. Can we know what medical equipment is being purchased?
For acquisition of high-tech medical equipment, anesthetic machines, and other medical equipment for all regional hospitals through competitive tendering. And I have the list of acquisition of medical equipment. I'll table it.
Thank you. Honourable Kira.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Are we on sub-ed 18103? No.
102.
No.
Honourable Utim.
Yes, decimal 403, upgrading of hospital B, Dr. AGG2 Hospital. An amount of 10 million is budgeted for this year and the following 2 years. So may I know from the Honourable Minister what this project relates to, the upgrading of GT Hospital, whether this contract has already been awarded and what are the work relating to?
Yes, so upgrading of G2 Hospital. So tiling works in wards, partitioning works, and maintenance, replacement of water boilers, chest clinic water circulation works, and there are a list of works that have been already undertaken at G2 Hospital. So I'll give you the list. I'll table the list.
Thank you. Honourable Abbas Mahmoud.
Same item, Chair, concerning Victoria Hospital. And the Honourable Minister lists all the upgrading being done at Victoria.
Victoria Hospital, yes, it is including flooring, painting, replacement of wooden structure, upgrading of washrooms and bathrooms. So the list of upgrading works being circulated.
Thank you. Honourable Gangapal San.
Thank you, Chair. Page 395, item 31122, decimal 811, acquisition of CCTV cameras in hospitals. We have a recurrent expenditure of 2 million every year. How many cameras are we talking of on an annual basis? How many cameras are we purchasing? And from whom? Who is the supplier of these CCTV cameras?
Yes, so for the item, I have, in addition to existing CCTV cameras at health institution, cameras were installed at the cost at G2 Hospital, Subramanyam Bharati Eye Hospital, 14, G2 Hospital 1, Wanseka Mental Health Care 18, SSRN Hospital 43, Bunyachong Hospital 5, Nehru Hospital 8, New Suyak Hospital 3, Victoria Hospital 1, total 93. So the different suppliers of these cameras I'll circulate all the names of the suppliers.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. We are now at subhead 18.103, Primary Health and Public Health. Page 395. 395, no? Honorable Kirai.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Item 21110, decimal 004, allowances. There was an amount of 75 million budgeted for last financial year. Can we have details with regard to this amount? To whom this amount has been paid?
So this item, provision made for payment of responsibility allowance, extra duty allowance, book allowance to doctors, and the different sum allocated, I will be tabling all the sum allocated to different grades of staffing. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Leopold. Honorable Juman.
31112, decimal 005, construction of community health centers. Can I know?
We are still on page 396.
Yes, 96.
Yes.
Yes. Rochebois Area Health Center. Can I know from the Honorable Minister where matters stand?
Rochebois Area Health Center. So this is 13. Yes, so here on 29th March 2024, the project request form was submitted to the Ministry of Finance. It was so in view of, let me probably start with, the contract was awarded to Ganesan Contractor Limited in February 2021 for an amount of 36 million. Construction started in June 2021. Due to poor performance of the contractor, the contract has been terminated and performance security to an amount of 3.6 million has been seized. And now, based on the budgetary provisions, the design cost and estimate and tender documents are being reviewed by consultant prior to finalization. So this will be again tendered soon.
Thank you, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22140, medical supplies, drugs and equipment. And the sum has been the same, despite there is an increase in amount of services and amount of patients attending healthcare services. Can the Honorable Minister explain why?
So, the provision was made for procurement of medicines, drugs, dental material. So the drugs and vaccines, this include expanded program of immunization. So in fact, this one is made for vaccines, for drugs in health centers, and the sum has been the same because the cumulative expenditure by 31st May has been of that amount. So that's why the same amount has been budgeted. And the budget for drugs spread over different votes. So that's why it is not only in this vote. Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Béranger.
31112, decimal 004, construction of area health centers en Yeta. May we know the status for this project, please?
Yes. So on 15 March 2024, the project request form was submitted to the Ministry of Finance, and based on the budgetary provision, design, cost and estimate, tender documents are being reviewed by the consultant prior to finalization. So again, this one is under, the consultant has been reviewing the tender documents.
Thank you, Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 396, same item. 3112, decimal 004, small letter B, Cap Malheureux Area Health Center. Will the Honorable Minister give us an update regarding same for this project of 124.5 million rupees?
Yes, so progress of works as at 25th April 2024 is 43%. The project is expected to be completed by September 2024.
Very good, thank you. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Monsieur le Président, 31 112 décimal 005 petit d Pointe-Sable Community Health Centers. Donc avec un project value de 34,3 millions de roupies. Cette année, on nous demande de voter le montant pour un montant de 2,4 millions de roupies pour un centre qui a un médecin à temps partiel et pas de dentiste comme promis auparavant. Peut-on avoir les détails sur ce vote, s'il vous plaît?
Thank you.
Chair, this question is on these services. EPQ will be welcomed by Honorable Member.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Kim.
Under item 22,090, security, may I know from the Honorable Minister to whom the contract was awarded?
Yeah. So, security, the contract awarded to Top Security Services Limited for Health Regions 1 and 2, and Premier Security Solutions Limited for Health Region 4 and 5. And that's it. Yeah.
Thank you. We are now on page 397. Honorable Bagwan.
405, upgrading of community health centers. I ask the Minister whether the Albion Dispensary Community Health Center provision has been made for the upgrading of this center in this financial year, coming financial year.
Yes, Chair. Rest assured, Honourable Member, that provision will be made for the upgrading of Albion Community Health Center.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions on page 397? Thank you. So we are now on subhead 18104, treatment and prevention of HIV, AIDS and drug abuse. 397, 398. Honorable Ramphal.
Item 22900, decimal 982, synthetic drugs prevention program. Can we know how many patients are on this program?
Prevention program. So this,
synthetic drugs.
Yes, this one is more and there is it's a sensitization and awareness campaigns by on synthetic and other drugs targeting mainly youth in and out of schools as well as in the community. So it is more likely to be a sensitization program.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Under 22.120, fees, drug users administrative panel. May we know from the Honorable Minister the number of applications made to the panel and the number of patients which has been successfully provided with the program?
So this panel has been recently set up, and the panel is sitting in 2 divisions, and as at 13th June 2024, there are the ADSU has referred 86 drug users to DUAP. The panel has heard 33 cases and has referred them to the harm reduction unit for treatment at the different centers across the island. So this DUAP has recently been is operational.
Thank you. Honorable Juman.
21110, personal emoluments. Can I know from the Honorable Minister the number?
We are not yet there. So we are done with
397.
Not yet there. So we are now on subhead 18105, prevention of non-communicable diseases and promotion of quality of life. Page 398. Honorable Juman.
98. Yes, I'm on 397, personal emoluments.
No, page 397, les choses du passé.
Okay.
Yep, 398. Honorable Utim.
Chair, and the last item, 22,900, other goods and services, decimal 903, awareness and sensitization campaign. May I know from the Honourable Minister, out of the 20 million that was budgeted last year, how much money has been spent under that item?
So provision made for the payment of contracts signed with the Mauritius Broadcasting Corporation, MBC. The contract value is 20 million yearly for 2 years, that is 2023 and 2024. So this has been the amount, so it is 20 million.
Thank you, Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 398, item 2240, medical supplies, drugs and equipment, worth 5.5 million rupees. May we know who are the supplier or suppliers of these items?
Yes, so I will table all the list of medical disposables and minor equipment for this item.
Thank you, Honorable Juman.
22,900, decimal 982, synthetic drugs prevention program. Can I know from the Honourable Minister more details about the program?
Can you which page, Honorable Juman?
398.
Already conversed. Thank you. The question is that the sum of 17 billion 200 million rupees for vote 18-1, Ministry of Health and Wellness, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Ministry of Blue Economy, Marine Resources, Fisheries and Shipping, vote 19-1, Blue Economy, Marine Resources and Shipping.
The question is that the sum of 348,500,000 rupees for vote 19-1, Blue Economy, Marine Resources and Shipping, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. We are starting at subhead 19.101, General, page 415, Honourable Ramphul.
Item 1110, decimal 005, extra assistance. Can we have some more details about this?
Yes, Chair. Extra assistance is made for one advisor on information matters, Mr. Anakuchi. Salary is 69,600 rupees, plus salary compensations and benefits as per PRB. One advisor on public relation matters, Mr. Pinio, salary 28,925 rupees plus salary compensation plus traveling allowance. And one advisor on welfare of Fisheries community, Mr. P. Bahadur, salary 40,850 plus salary compensation plus benefits as per PRB. And there is also, but in the previous 2023, there was for a head Blue Economy unit, but which has not been yet recruited. So no provision has been made in the next budget.
Thank you, Honourable Navar-Marie.
Yes, thank you. 21,110, decimal 004, allowances. We are asked to vote a sum of 3.2 million rupees. Could we know to whom these allowances are being paid?
22. 10. Originally on the which side? Which subsection, please?
004, decimal 004,
Okay.
allowances.
That is provision made for the payment of responsibility ad hoc allowances to officers shouldering additional responsibilities for replacing their colleagues on leave, mission, extra duty, entertainment and internet allowance to senior officers in accordance with PRB Report 2021.
Thank you, Honourable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 416, item 26,313, decimal 040, Mauritius Oceanography Institute. We have an increase of 6 million in that allocation. Will the Honourable Minister give us details about same?
on 0.
We are now on page 416. so-
Point 040.
Yes.
That's provision for MY to meet its recurrent expenditure for 23-24, but provision increased to meet the cost of additional staff and rising cost of repairs and maintenance.
Thank you, Honorable Béranger.
Yes, under the same item, may we know the name of the chairman and his salary package?
Yes, the chairperson is Dr. Nadim Nazurali. He's a senior lecturer of the faculty of the University of Mauritius. No, I don't have the pay package right now here. Pay package. No, I will table the pay package. I don't have it here.
Thank you, Honorable Ramphul.
Chair, sorry, it's 40,000.
Thank you.
Which page, Chair?
We are on page 416.
No, I don't have any questions on this.
No question?
417.
So we are now on page 417, subhead 19102, shipping. Honorable Ramphul.
Item 21110, again, extra assistance. We have some details about this. 21110, decimal 005.
Provision for payment of salary of officers in scarcity area, namely nautical surveyor, marine engineering surveyor, marine engineering inspector, nautical inspector, naval architect, and training certification and standards officer.
Thank you, Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 28-213, decimal 010, transfers to non-financial public corporation, Mauritius Shipping Corporation. There's an increase of 20 million. May we know the increase for same?
Which item, please? Sorry.
28213, decimal 010.
That is for the Mauritius shipping?
Yes.
Okay, for an amount of, for the Mauritius shipping, 5 million as subsidy for waiving of freight charges on containers from Rodrigues to Mauritius for agricultural products. 5 million for consultancy services to replace the Mauritius Toketia, and 55 million to cater for 20% rebate on sea freight for shipment of commodities from Mauritius to Rodrigues.
Thank you, Honorable Tim.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 25-210, decimal 002, non-financial subsidies to ferry boat operators. So may I know from the Honourable Minister the number of applications received for the subsidy and the amount disbursed under that item?
Ferry boat. The provision for payment of ferry boat service provided at Grande Rivière Sud-Est. The contracted Mr. Manoa, and the contract amount is 418,800 rupees, that is 34,900 rupees monthly.
Thank you, Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 417, item 22,900, decimal 977. Expenses in connection with search and rescue operations. For last year, it was 2 million. Now it is 1 million. For last year, may I know how many search operations were carried out?
Okay, this one. This is in relation to provision made to pay for the services provided under the e-broadcast system and use SARMAP software. The two software are used during search and rescue operations for more efficient and precise search areas. Obviously, provision decreased as shipping division will now use SARMAP software instead Temis SAR, search and rescue, which was more expensive.
Thank you, Honorable Navamari.
Already canvassed.
Honorable Juman.
28213.0 Mauritius Shipping Corporation. Can I know from the Honorable Minister the name, qualification and pay package of the directors?
For the director. Let me check if they have it here, Chair. Okay. So the name of the director. No, this is for the board. It's a board company. Yeah, you need the name of the chairman or the managing director? No, managing director I don't have. I can table.
Okay, Honorable Minister, will table page 418, Honorable Ramphul, still on same subhead 102.
Item 31122.832, acquisition of global maritime distress and safety equipment. Yes. Let me know if this contract has already been allocated and the name of the supplier.
Yes, Chair. In fact, this last year it was in replacement, means in this budget of the actual global maritime distress and safety equipment, which was 10 years old. In December 2023, my ministry signed an agreement with the Mauritius Telecom for replacement of the second set of equipment at a cost of 57 million to be paid over 2 financial years. The project is expected to be completed by end of May 2025.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Subhead 19103, Mauritius Maritime Training Academy, page 418. Honorable Utim.
Yes, Chair. Under item 31113.413, upgrading of the slipway and jetty. So may I know from the Honourable Minister whether what is the status of that project?
Yes. The project of fencing at the Fitek jetty has been completed in March 2024. But the installation, in fact, the jetty is there. In fact, the installation of lifeboats, Davids, completed by CNOE, which was awarded in June 2020. No, awarded body in June 2024. Only things that remains are provision for the release and retrieval system, that the hooks necessary to ensure the safe and efficient deployment of lifeboats during practical crosses. In fact, the works have been completed. We're just waiting with regard to the hooks to be deployed over there.
Thank you, Honorable Juman.
21110.005, extra assistance. Can I know from the Honourable Minister to whom the extra assistance has been paid?
110. This is for the mechanical, I can say it is the mechanical officer, fishing boat inspector, for engineering, nautical, the second-hand fishing, the motorman, the skipper, and the deckhand fisherman, which is to man the investigator, and is Fiena, which is therefore with regard to the deployment of FADs in the high seas.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that the sum of 348,500,000 rupees for vote 19-1, Blue Economy, Marine Resources and Shipping, stand part of the schedule, Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Vote 19-2, Fisheries.
The question is that the sum of 450 million rupees for vote 19-2. Fisheries stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
We are sorting at subhead 19.201, Fisheries Development, page 422. Honorable Béranger.
1110.005 extra assistance. May we know to whom the extra assistance is paid, please?
Yeah, Chair, this is again provision made for payment of salary to the following posts to be recruited on contract. Skippers, deckhand, as a motorman, technical mechanical engineer, fish boat inspector, second-hand fishing, and observers, but that is EU funded for payment of seagoing allowance to 10 observers.
Thank you. Page 423, Honorable Tu.
Item 22.120, decimal 24, 024, sorry, fees in connection with capacity building, small letter A, training for new fishers. May we know from the Honorable Minister how many fishermen received training from this amount last year?
For the current year, Chair, the training was dispensed to 295 fishers, which includes 264 males and 31 ladies who were trained at the FITEC of my ministry.
Thank you, Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you, Chair. 26210, decimal 095, contribution to international organizations, Indian Ocean tuna fishing. Last year, we voted an amount of 5 million rupees, and this year we are asked to vote a sum of 8 million rupees. Could we have more information on this vote?
Chair, in fact, this is provision for payment of annual contribution as a member state. The payment of the yearly contribution to the IOTC is calculated on the basis of the tuna catch of the member country. So this contribution has increased due to an increase in our catch.
Thank you, Honorable Abbas Mahmood.
Page 423, item 22900, decimal 042, reward for citing illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing vessels. Can you elaborate, Honorable Minister?
Yes, Chair. An amount of 1 million has been made available under the EU fund to reward vessel operators, means semi-industrial Mauritian operators, which have cited vessels involved in IUU fishing with a view to curbing illegal fishing and to encouraging vessel operators to report on IUU fishing. This is a modus operandi regulation. In fact, it is being worked out to determine the reward amount in relation to the severity of crimes detected.
Thank you, Honorable Juman.
22120, decimal 024, training of new fishers. Can I know from the Honorable Minister, the training are carried out on how many days and how many new fishermen get their card after training?
Chair, normally the training for new fishers, it's 6 weeks training. But normally for active fishermen who already, they don't have fisherman card, but they are active fishermen, for these categories, we have put it in 2 categories. These people have only 8 days of training.
Thank you for the information. Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22900, decimal 030, safety and security equipment for fishers. There is a net decrease from 22 million last year to 16 million this year, and
Yes.
further decreasing to 9 million the following year. May I know the reason for the decrease in the budgeted amount?
No, in fact, Chair, this is a long-awaited equipment with regard to security and safety of our fishers. It is for the provision of communication devices to be used by the artisanal registered fishers, but those who are boat owners only. In fact, we launched 2 procurement exercises in March 2022 and 2023, which were unsuccessful. But invitation to bids were relaunched through open advertising bidding in May 2024. In fact, we have given the opportunity to fishers to select 2 options, means VHF radio or the personal locator beacon. So from there on, we have been 949 fishers who are boat owners have been selected. 136 have not opted to receive this communication device because they are over 65. Maybe they intend to retire. And means a bid has been launched, has been extended with regard to, hopefully in 2 months, 1 month's time, we'll be able to realize this important gear which is important for our officers.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Dulab.
Page 424.
We are on page 424. Honourable Dulab.
Yes.
424.
Vote item 28225, decimal 008, purchase of semi-industrial fishing boat. May we know from the Honourable Minister the number of cooperative societies who have benefited from this scheme? Thank you.
Purchase of? Yes.
Item 28225, decimal 008, small b, purchase of semi-industrial fishing boat.
Yes,
How
Chair.
many cooperative societies have benefited from this scheme? Thank you.
Yes, Chair. Provision made for grant of 6 million per fishing vessels to fishermen cooperatives and 1 million per fishing vessel to individual fishers. Amount disbursed for 23-24, 2 million in respect of fishing companies and 12 million in respect of 2 cooperative societies.
Thank you, Honourable Ramphal.
28212, decimal 003, compensation to artisanal fishermen, relinquished cards. Can we know 13 million was earmarked? Can we know how much money was spent as compensation? And that represent how many artisanal fishermen?
Chair, provision made for payment of compensation to registered fishers age 65 above who voluntarily return. This is a voluntary return the fisher card to the ministry or transfer it to their heirs. In fact, there is still a total of 308 fishers aged 65 and above. The quantum, as everybody knows, the quantum has increased. It was originally 22-23, first time 52,500. And then 23-24, it was 100,000. And for this time, it will be 125,000. So 19 fishers have retired, and 1,852,500 has been disbursed in that respect.
Thank you. Last question for page 424, Honourable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 28212.031, financial assistance to fishers for purchase of fishing material. Can the Honourable Minister explain why there is an increase in the sum allocated for the next budget?
Yes, Chair. Provision for financial assistance has increased as follows. It's a grant in respect of material for construction of basket traps, which has increased from 5,000 to 7,500 rupees per registered fisher. Grant for purchase of hooks, which has increased from 2,500 to 3,500 per registered fisher. And provision also made for grant payable to 400 new fishers to be trained during financial year 2024-2025. And also provision also made for icebox, raincoat, life jacket, bailey kit, and other safety equipment to new registered fishers.
Thank you. Page 424, Honourable Navamari.
Thank you, sir. 31112, decimal 009, construction of fish landing stations at Pointe-Sable and Bain-des-Dames. Amounts of 18 million and 16 million rupees were earmarked respectively last year. Could we know the status of these projects?
Yes, Chair, with regard to Pointe-aux-Sables, the project is being reviewed for the implementation of a modern integrated project comprising of a toilet block, ice-making machine, fish market, and parking space, as the land over there is a very, almost half an acre of land which is available at my ministry, where we can make a very good project instead of just fish landing station.
Thank you.
With regard to Bandedam, my minister received representation from one temple in Bandedam where we wanted to shift the fish landing. So the project is being revamped to address these issues.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Page 425, Honourable Ramphal.
Item 31113, dredging of boat passage Maibo. Can we know if finally we have managed to find a contractor to do the work?
No, this is
Since 2015, we have been promising the fishermen of Mayberg.
Yes,
You want the status of the
yes,
project?
Chair, with regard to dredging of boat passage Mayberg. In fact, the project will be reviewed again in light of the upgrading of the jetty at Maison des Pêcheurs. I think the Honourable Member is there, which is expected to be completed maybe in 10-15 days. No, let me explain, Chair. In fact, the jetty over there is a modern jetty which has been constructed to the tune of 19 million rupees. So, being given that the new project is already there, the project is being reviewed with regard to the dredging. So, a provision will be made there for adequate space for fishers to move at the new jetty. Moreover, the aim for reviewing the dredging of boat passage project is also to avoid any damage, because for the place from where they wanted to operate, Rémy-Ollier, is not a fish landing, so this has to be reviewed, and in fact, the costing was too much. In fact, we have to review. Anyway, we are going to address it in consultation with the fishers of that region.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Time over. Subhead 19202, certification of seafood products for exports, competent authority. Page 426. Thank you. So, Honourable Tim.
One question on the fees, 22,120, decimal 028, fees for laboratory tests. Why is the budgeted amount going down from 2.5 million to 500,000 rupees?
In fact, Chair, normally when there are export samples of fish feed, water and ice are collected from the operators, and they are submitted to laboratories like Quantilab, the MSB, SGS, etc., as per the requirement of the EU. But this was being funded, I think that was an anomaly, and now this is being paid by the operators themselves.
Thank you, Honourable Béranger.
21,110, decimal 005, extra assistance. May we know to whom this is paid?
Extra assistance. 21,110,005. No, but I can't find it here. No. No. Sorry, Chair, I will table it. I can't find it in my papers right now.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. The question is that the sum of 450 million rupees for vote 19-2, Fisheries, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it.
Minister of Gender Equality and Family Welfare, vote 21, Gender Equality and Family Welfare.
The question is that the sum of 595 million rupees for vote 21, Gender Equality and Family Welfare, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
We are starting at page 434, subhead 2101, General. Honorable Anquetil. Honorable Béranger.
21,110,005 extra assistance. May we know to whom it is paid, please?
Yes, Chair. Extra assistance provision is made for payment of salaries to 3 advisors. The first one is the advisor on legal matters, Maître Bhupendra Ramsewak. His contract has been renewed annually with effect from the 1st of June 2020 with a monthly salary of 47,675 rupees. His contract is set to expire next year, 31st of May. The second advisor on information matters, Mr. Ashwin Kanai, who has assumed duty on the 1st of March 2023 with a monthly salary of 66,200 rupees. His contract has been renewed for a further period of 1 year, valid until 28th of Feb 2025. The third advisor is for public relation matters, Mr. Chandradev Siranj. He assumed duty on the 21st of May 2024, draws a monthly salary of 25,525 rupees. His contract will expire next year on the 20th of May.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. We now move to page 435. Honourable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Item 2230, petit c. Study on commercial sexual exploitation of children in the Republic of Mauritius. Peut-on savoir de la ministre qui est le consultant qui a été recruté et la date prévue pour la soumission du rapport? Je vous remercie.
Study on the C. If you just bear with me 1 second, I'll pull out the information. So the provision has been made for exactly the consultancy services. This is a project that has already started, and there was a part payment made in last year's budget. Let me just find the annex and I'll give you. The contract chair has been awarded to the consultancy firm Verde Frontier Solutions Limited for an amount of 1.5 million. The letter of award was issued on the 6th of December 2023. The inception report has been submitted to my ministry on the 3rd of June this year. The assignment is of a duration of 180 days and is expected to be completed by the end of January 2025.
Thank you. Honourable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you. 22130, small d. Preparation of the 9th periodic report convention on the elimination of all forms of discrimination against women, CEDAW. Could we know when will this report be ready to be submitted to the UN committee?
Sure. Chair, the contract to the tune of 450,000 rupees has been awarded to Associate Professor Dr. Ram Toal and Maître Subarayan of the University of Mauritius. The contract was signed on the 30th of November 2023. The assignment is expected to be completed by September 2024, and the 9th CEDAW report is due for submission in November this year.
Thank you. Honourable Leopold.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The same item, but A, initial report and the 9th report of the African Charter on Rights and Welfare of Children. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House on the progress made and the increase in allocation on this
So it's 22130 small a, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Chair, provision has been made for the consultancy services. As has been said, the funding provided in last financial year was not sufficient, and the cost estimate on the consultancy services was increased. There's a bidding exercise for the preparation of the initial report to the 9th report of the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, but that is yet to be launched, Chair. My ministry has sought financial clearance for an increase in its cost estimate to approximately 4 million so that we can ensure an effective completion of this report, as which is crucial for fulfilling our national and international commitments.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Moving on to subhead 2102, Women's Empowerment and Gender Mainstreaming, on page 436. Honourable Anquetil.
Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président. Item 22 900, décimale 955, gender mainstreaming. Alors, 4 working groups ont été identifiés. Can we know how the ministry will implement the recommendation avec la somme indiquée? Merci.
This question is not admissible, so we move on to Honorable Béranger.
Item 22.
As per standing order, we are not going to discuss the administration and policy matters, so we stick to... Maybe you can reformulate your question, please? Yes.
Alors, concernant l'item, on sait, 22 900, décimale 955, il y aura gender mainstreaming. 4 working groups ont été identifiés. Est-ce qu'on peut savoir de la ministre comment cette somme sera dépensée? Merci.
Thank you.
Chair, I speak under your correction. I still believe that this is not admissible because this is implementation details. I would invite the honourable member to give me notice of the question through a PQ. Thank you.
Thank you. Honourable Béranger.
Item 22 900, decimal 014, hospitality and ceremonies, gender International Women's Day. Un montant de 2,3 millions a été alloué pour l'année passée. Est-ce que la ministre peut nous confirmer si ce montant a bien été utilisé pour la journée internationale célébrée au SVICC?
Chair, I think that was quite apparent.
So,
the entire Republic of Mauritius saw the celebrations, so yes, it was well spent.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26313.067, National Women's Council. Can the Honourable Minister inform why there is an increase in provision and for what purpose?
The increased, Chair, is to cater for compensation of 176 employees and resource persons on a sessional basis.
Thank you, Honourable Juman.
22900, decimal 014, Gender International Women's Day. Can I know from the Honourable Minister if she can table a list, a detailed breakdown how the fund has been spent?
Chair, I did not quite catch what the honourable member wanted me to table.
Can the Honourable Minister table the details, breakdown of the expenses with regards to the events?
Yes, I can do so. I can give a bit of information right now if you wish.
Please, you want to?
Yeah, so there was, as I mentioned earlier on, the International Women's Day of this year was celebrated 25th of February at Swami Vivekananda Pai. There were 3 outstanding women entrepreneurs who were conferred with the National Women Entrepreneur Award 2024. The first cash prize was 100,000 rupees to the grand winner. The first runner-up obtained 75,000 rupees, and the second runner-up obtained 50,000 rupees. There was a clip that was launched on the occasion. There was a gender equality seal for the public sector competition that was launched on that occasion as well. There was some 10,000 women who attended the event. So yeah, all the other breakdown I'll happily table.
Honourable Fukyun.
Thank you. Item 26313, decimal 066. National Women Entrepreneur Council, of which B, programs women entrepreneurship. There has been a decrease from 3 million to 2 million. Can we know why the decrease?
So this provision is made to cater for the training program for women entrepreneurs. If you can just bear with me, I will pull out more details for you. Has been a decrease. Okay, well, I've got a whole list of more than 1,000 active women entrepreneurs and everything that they undertake in terms of courses So I can very gladly table that to the library, Chair.
Thank you. Honorable Navarre.
Thank you, Chair. Under the same item, National Women Entrepreneur Council, can we have the composition of the board and the name of the chairperson together with his or her qualifications?
So, if you just bear with me, I'll pull it out. 22, 23. So, yes, Chair, we have, I have the composition, the entire composition of the board over here. I don't have the annexes with the qualification, the chairperson being Mrs. Françoise Maréchal Charlotte, along with all the other members of that board, but I will happily table what I have in terms of composition, and I will further déposer les qualifications des membres et de la présidente.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Item 22900, décimal 903, awareness campaign. Can we know what will be the theme that will be addressed under the awareness campaign for year 2024-25? Thank you.
Before ensemble.
Thank you, Honorable.
It is going to be announced in due time. How can I announce this in this budget right now?
Thank you. I think we are not here to discuss about that, so we move on to Honorable Juman.
28211, decimal 061, Women's Association. Can I have from the Honorable Minister the list of beneficiaries?
Can I have the item number again, Chair, please?
28211, decimal 061.
61 or 51?
Decimal
51.
51, all right. What is the question, Chair?
The name of the Women's Association benefiting from this 2.6 million.
Okay. There are 439 women association, and I think
Maybe
it would be
Honorable
more
Minister
advisable
can
to
table
table.
information.
Yes, I will.
Sure. Moving on to page 437, subhead 2103, Child Protection, Welfare and Development. Page 437, Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22900, decimal 912, small b, residential care institutions for children with special needs and infants. An amount of 10 million is earmarked. May we have more details from the Minister?
Yes, Chair, there is an increase in the provision because we are having 3 new RCIs, residential care institutions, under management services. If you just give me 1 second, I'll pull out the annex with more information. 37. Sorry. Yes, Chair, as I've just said, currently all our RCIs are operating at fairly full capacity, and we have made provision, the Minister of Finance have been kindly made provision for 3 new RCIs to be located and secured to adapt to serve as RCIs.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Leopold. Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Item 27210, decimal 001, foster care.
011, you mean?
The last one. 011, foster care.
Yes.
So may I know from the, there is an amount of 15 million that is budgeted, so may I know from the Honourable Minister the number of foster families and the number of children that are placed under foster care?
Yes, Chair, this allowance, as rightly mentioned, is payable to foster parents, and it has been revised. And as at May 2024, this year, we have a total of 80 foster families, foster parents, and who are taking care of 97 of our foster children.
Thank you, Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chair. Vote item 26313, decimal 053. There is a small letter A. There is an increase in operation cost for this budget. Can we know the reason for the increase in operation cost?
Chair, the increase is to simply meet compensation of 173 employees, which come up to 47 million, and an operation cost of 4 million rupees, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Item 2230, Studies and surveys, consultancy services for reform on child services. Peut-on savoir de la ministre quel consultant qui a été sélectionné et quel est le délai prévu pour la soumission du rapport? Merci.
Studies and surveys. I can't find Annex 36. Can I have Annex 36, please? I have 37. I don't have 36. Yes. This exercise, Chair, could not be carried out in the last financial year due to insufficient fund. And in the wake of the implementation of the Children's Act of 2020, provision has been made for the consultancy services to undertake a review and a revamping of the child services. And the Ministry has launched a procurement exercise where only one responsive bidder had quoted an amount of 3.7 million. And in view of the nature of the study and to be able to have a more, to attract more interested bidders, financial clearance has been sought in March this year to review the consultancy fees to an amount around 4 million over a period of 2 years, which is in line with the prevailing market rates for such an in-depth and comprehensive study for reforming child services. Chair.
Thank you. Honourable Béranger.
6.313.050 National Adoption Council.
Yes.
May we know how many cases, how many adoptions have been considered by this council, please?
National Adoption Council. Chair, I do not have the, okay. Number of potential adoptive parents waiting for child referral as at April this year, Chair, is 24. Number of application for adoption received, well, I'll say about this year, from the period January of this year to April is 7. That's about what I have in terms of data.
Honourable Fokyun.
Thank you. Item 22,900, decimal 912, running expenses of shelter for children, little a, long-term care institution. Can we know how many children are in the long-term care institution?
37. Yes, Chair, if you just give me 1 second, I'll pull out 37. What do you want Annex 37? Can I have Annex 37 given to me, please? Annex 37, thank you. I can't find the 47. Chair, if I can just have 1 moment to pull out.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, Chair, we have a total, I don't actually have it segregated in terms of long-term care institution, residential care institution, but what I can share with the House and with the Honourable Member, yourself, Chair, is that we have a total number of 409 residents being cared for.
Thank you. Moving on to page 438, Honourable Ramphol.
31112, decimal 428, upgrading of Creativity Centre at Mayberg. Can we know the nature and the status of this project?
Sorry, I completely missed the item number.
Alors, 3112, decimal 428.
Page 438.
Next page.
438, yes.
Upgrading of Creativity Centre at Mayberg.
Yes.
Nature and status of this project. And who is the contractor?
The project value of the upgrading works has been estimated at 13 million for an implementation over a 3-year period. The Creativity Centre at Maibu, Chair, requires a complete renovation of the fire alarm system, the electrical wiring. The project would be undertaken under the framework agreement of the Ministry of National Infrastructure and Community Development. Funding will be provided in a phase-wise manner. Amount provided last year was too low, and the complete electrical rewiring and the fire alarm could not be undertaken, so work is ongoing.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Time's over. Subhead 2104, family welfare and protection from gender-based violence.
Yes.
So we are on page 438, Honorable Anquetil.
Alors, item 2230. Studies and surveys, prevalence of GBV in Mauritius. Est-ce qu'on pourrait avoir plus de détails, s'il vous plaît, merci.
Yes, Chair. Yes, in fact, the provision is for a quantitative survey of prevalence of 46. C'est ça. More details. The ministry is undertaking to have a comprehensive quantitative survey to understand the prevalence and the dynamics of GBV in the country. Enumeration areas and maps have been sought from Statistics Mauritius. They have already been received. In July, there have been working sessions to distribute the enumeration areas. Statistics Mauritius has been approached to conduct the survey. It has not been very conclusive, so we're looking ahead to have another facilitator for the survey. Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Ramphol.
Next page, Chair.
We are still on page 438.
No, 39.
So on page 439, we have Honorable Utim.
You, Chair. Item 22,900,908. C. Domestic Violence Information System DOVIS. May I know from the Honourable Minister the total cost of that DOVIS program and whether it is fully operational now?
Yes, Chair. DOVIS, just for the information of the House, is a computerized system for the registration of reported cases of domestic violence. It is used as a case management tool. It is also connected for monitoring of cases received through the mobile application L'Espoir, the hotline 139. Whether it is fully functional, yes, it is directly connected to the police command center. I might have gotten that appellation wrong. The Central Informatics Bureau has been requested to provide a project manager for the creation, the upgrading of DOVIS into a harmonized data collection platform, central data repository, and there has been, presently in addition to DOVIS monitoring, maintenance, DOVIS is used in Rodrigue, so it is fully operational, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Ramphol.
Tell us the number of domestic violence cases that have been reported for the last financial year.
Oh, yes, I must have it somewhere. Total number of calls received from July last year to May this year is 8,017, of which, that is the total number. There you go.
Thank you, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. .908A. Can the Honourable Minister inform the House how many male victims she has, and what are the facilities available for them?
Yes. Chair, there is obviously, we are very thankful for the announcement made by the Minister of Finance in this year's budget for the provision of a one-off financial assistance of 5,000 rupees to help victims of DV under the Survivors Support Scheme, which is what explains the increase in the provision. If you bear with me for a second, I'll try to pull out the data regarding the number of male victims in shelter. Oh, I don't see any male victim in my data. I see women and children. I will try to get the information because I'm
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Last question, Honourable Béranger.
Under the same item, K, sensitization program to cope with climate change.
Yes.
There is an allocated amount of 5 500 000 roupies. Peut-on savoir en quoi consiste ce programme, s'il vous plaît?
Annex 57. Chair, so there has been an amount of $500,000 earmarked and allocated to this ministry for the organization of program on useful practices to cope with climate change. And for this initiative, the ministry is going to partner with other line ministries such as the Ministry of Environment, the Ministry of Social Integration, just to name a few, so that we can implement those the new program which places focus on family values that so that we can instill sustainable habits and climate awareness in families from a very early age.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. One last question from Honourable Anquetil.
Alors, item 22 900, décimal 908, petit h, accompagnement des familles, programme. Peut-on savoir de la ministre combien de familles en ont bénéficié? Merci.
Thank you.
So just to highlight, Chair, this is provision is made for payment of training conducted by the Human Development Trust organization, and the program has already successfully been implemented at Pointe-au-Piment, Pointe-aux-Sables, and Cité-Barclay. For each, for the three regions, 45 participants were reached, including, but not limited to, single mothers and parents from the regions. And there we go, 45.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Time over. The question is that the sum of 595 million rupees for vote 21, gender equality and family welfare, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 22, social welfare and community-based activities.
The question is that the sum of 465 million rupees for vote 22, social welfare and community-based activities, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
So we are on page 442. Honourable Anquetil.
Item 26 313. Extra budgetary units. Alors, décimal 0,85, Sugar Industry Labour Welfare Fund. Est-ce que les activités organisées ont été revues, puisque celles existantes n'attirent pas grand monde? Merci.
I believe this is a question relating to policy and administration, which we are not going to entertain. Honourable Utim.
Yes, on the same item 26313 decimal 85, Sugar Industry Labour Welfare Fund. May I know from the Honourable Minister the composition of the committee that manages that fund?
Absolutely, Chair. We have a chairperson, Mr. Nazir Jangi, and we have quite a protracted list of members. I will table the
Thank you,
composition,
Honourable
Chair.
Minister. We now move to page 443. Honourable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Item 28 221, décimal 022, upgrading of social welfare centers.
Attendez, 28 221.
C'est le dernier item, hein? Dans le tableau, le dernier item, décimal 022, upgrading of social welfare centers.
Sure.
Quels sont les centres sociaux qui ont été rénovés, s'il vous plaît? Merci.
Yes, Chair, provision has been made for the upgrading of 10 centres and the refurbishment of the head office as well. The list of the 10 upgrading works to be carried out as follows. Conchaplon, Keurati, Borloo, Orgy, Petit Bois, Holyrood, Concaval, Cité Joachim, Guigri, Résidence Barclay.
Thank you. The question is that the sum of 465 million rupees for vote 22, social welfare and community-based activities, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 21-1, Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage.
The question is that the sum of 680 million rupees for vote 21-1, Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage, stand part of the schedule. Those in favour say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
We shall start by subhead 21101, General, on page 449. Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Page 449, item 21110, decimal 005, extra assistance. May we know who are those who benefit from this allocation, the amount also of their salary, each one of them.
So the list of advisors, advisor in public relation matters, Mr. Sharma Keju, advisor in artistic matters, Mr. N. Oklu, advisor in cultural matters, Mr. A. Sisaram, and advisor on information matters, Mr. A. Durgachern. The pay package, of course, aligns with the PRB.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. On page 450, Honorable Béranger.
Item 22130, studies and surveys. May we know where does matter stand with regards to the development of cultural indicators?
Are we on subhead 101? We are still on general? No. We are on page 450, subhead 101. Since we have no questions, so we move to subhead 21102, promotion of arts and culture. Honorable Béranger.
Same question, please.
Can you repeat, please?
Okay, item 22130, studies and surveys. Can we know where does matter stand in regard to the development of cultural indicators?
So a provision is being made for the organization of 2 workshops with regard to the development of cultural indicators project with the assistance of UNESCO. And the objective of the development of cultural indicators project is to collect appropriate artistic and cultural data. This project will be implemented with the support of UNESCO, whereby experts will accompany officers of the ministry and staff of Statistics Mauritius in the implementation of the project through capacity building, and it is ongoing.
Honorable Abbas Mahmoud.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22030, rent. There is a huge decrease in rent. So can the Honorable Minister give some explanation?
The decrease in provision is due to the fact that funds have not been made available in the financial year 2024-2025 for the rental of a building for the setting up of an art gallery. In financial year 2023-2024, a sum of 15 million rupees was made available for the renting of a building for that purpose. However, following a procurement exercise, all bids received were found to be non-responsive. Funds have now been made available under the capital budget for project preparation to convert the ex-rice store of the ex-military hospital into an art gallery instead.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you, Chair. 22120, B, restructuring plan for Mauritius Society of Authors. Could we know where matters stand on this project?
So, tender was launched on the 18th of May 2023 through open international bidding. The only bid received was found to be significantly above the estimated cost and thus non-responsive. Since only 500,000 rupees was available in the last financial year, tender could not be relaunched on the basis of the previous bid received. The term of reference have now been revised and reviewed for launching internationally in this financial year.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. On the same item, fees 22120A, master plan for cultural heritage district. May we know whether the tender has already been launched for?
So the terms of reference for the consultancy services is being prepared by the Aprabasigat Trust Fund and will be launched at international level in view of the specific expertise required in conservation of heritage buildings.
Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Chair, page 450, item 20230, studies and surveys, small letter E, strategic plan for the arts and creative sector. May we know, one, why there is a decrease in the sum allocated, and to whom will this sum be paid?
So the provision which has been made is for the development of a strategic plan for the arts and creative sector after the implementation of the development of cultural indicators. So the decrease in provision as only part payment will be made for the preparation of the strategic plan in this financial year, and the strategic plan will be worked out after the collection of artistic and cultural data.
Thank you. Page 451, Honorable 2.
Thank you, Chair. Item 28212, decimal 014, small letter C. May we know from the Honourable Minister how many artists benefited from the Artist Incubator Scheme for the current period?
So, so the list of beneficiaries on 9, I can table the whole list.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Same item, but little a, scheme for concerts. Can you give some more details on that, on this item?
Schemes for concert. So provision, so during last financial year, 23 beneficiaries have benefited from financial assistance to the tune of 1,496,834. I have the list, of course. I may table the whole list.
Thank you. Honourable Juman.
Same item number, decimal 100, Islamic Cultural Center for Hajj Organization. Can I know from the Honourable Minister if he can provide us with a breakdown of the total amount spent?
Islamic Cultural Center Trust. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I don't have the breakdown, but I can circulate, of course. I have it with me. So the pre-Hajj mission attended the Hajj conference. There is a whole breakdown I can circulate, Chair.
Thank you. Honourable Béranger.
Under item 26313, decimal 106, Mauritian Cultural Center Trust. May we know where does matter stand in regard to the recomposition of a board for this trust?
Trust will be reconstituted in due time, Chair.
Thank you. Honourable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 26313, decimal 116, speaking unions. With regard to the Arabic-speaking union, may I ask the Honourable Minister to provide the composition of the Arabic-speaking union together with their qualification as far as Arabic language is concerned?
So the chairperson, the president, rather, is Mr. Ghulam Muhammad, and the whole list I will circulate with all the requested information.
Last question for page 451, Honourable Navar Mari. Honourable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 451, item 22900, decimal 018, hiring of services for events. Will the Honourable Minister table a list of all those service providers for the different events herein mentioned?
Yeah, just for information, Chair, for financial year 2023-2024, an amount of around 2.7 million has been disbursed to 92 beneficiaries, if we're referring to hiring of services for events. But of course, I will provide the full details.
Thank you. Page 452, Honourable Tu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 31112, decimal 420, upgrading of theatres. Can we know from the Honourable Minister which theatres shall be upgraded?
So, provisions being made for to cater for refurbishment of fire hose, reel piping system, waterproofing and overhauling of toilet blocks at ground level and other ancillary works for upgrading of Serge Constantin Theatre and Pointe Canon Open Air Theatre, and for purchase of 2 heavy-duty extractors in the carpentry workshop at the Serge Constantin Theatre.
Thank you. Honorable Béranger.
2.038, setting up of Galerie d'Art Nationale. May we know if we are speaking of the same project within the ex-Rice store? And if so, can the Minister indicate where matters stand in regard to the restoration of this building for which there has already been an appeal of? Thank you.
We are talking of the ex-Rice store of the ex-military hospital near Pravasikat.
Thank
And but this will be part of the whole preparation.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Thank you, Chair. Under item 3112.060, construction of cultural centers. I see that there's only an amount of 5 million rupees that has been budgeted. So may I know this 5 million rupees will be used for which cultural center?
So provision is being made for project preparation with respect to construction of 3 cultural centers, the Mauritius Tamil Cultural Center Trust, Hindi-speaking union and Urdu-speaking union at Kodo. The land at Kodo has already been identified and each parastatal body and approved by their respective boards. The land has not yet been vested in these institutions. Once the land is vested, the project coordinator of the ministry will be requested to work on the designs and to provide, and thereon preparation of the bid documents and all.
Thank you. Honorable Juman.
453.
No. Honorable Gangapal Sad.
Page 452, item 31112.059, construction of National Arts Center. Honorable Minister, are we talking of the construction of National Arts Center at Réunion Morel? And what is the status of this project so far?
The project will be a design and build project and will include a recording studio whereby emerging artists will be given mentoring for the production of their music, but also a house, an amphitheater and a multi-purpose hall. In financial year 2023-2024, 5 tender exercises have been launched. The 5th procurement exercise is in progress. Hopefully it is responsive and we have a successful bid. For the 4 procurement exercises launched earlier, non-responsive bids have been received, thus necessitating relaunching.
Thank you. Page 453, subhead 21103, preservation and promotion of heritage. Honorable Béranger.
0.030, Le Monde Heritage Trust Fund. May we know the qualifications of the chairperson and the salary package?
So the chairperson of the trust is Monsieur Jean-Claude Jans and the director, Dr. Tambi Lai. I have also the list of all the members and the qualification I will circulate.
Thank you. Honorable Juman.
Same item number, decimal 039, Mauritius Museum Council. Can I know from the Honorable Minister the name of the chairperson, qualification and pay package, and also the number of visitors for the last year?
So the chairperson is Mr. S. Daltaman. Qualification and pay package, of course, aligns with the PRB. I will need to table if I already have it. So the chairperson, Mr. Somdat Daltaman, appointed on the 6th of August 2020. I don't have his qualifications in information provided, but I will make sure it is stable.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Béranger.
Item 28211.073, classified museum. Can the Minister table the list of the classified museums, please?
So, classified museum, Musée de la Petite Collection, Jewish Detainees Museum, Musée de la Photographie, Sir Jean Moulin à Chuen Memorial Center. Yeah, These are the 4 classified missions.
Thank you. Page 454, Honorable Ramphal.
Item 31113.005, sorry, erection of monuments. Can 15 million, can we have some details about this?
Erection of
Monuments.
No, there's no provision. What is the question?
15 millions a été l'année dernière.
For last year? Okay. Provision was made for the erection of the statue of late Sir Anirudh Jagannath at l'Esplanade, Professor Basdevi Sundayal, Port Louis, which has been completed.
Thank you, Honorable. We are now on page 454. Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Vote item 26323. 26323, decimal 039, small a, renovation of National History Museum of Mayburg. May we have some details from the Minister, please?
So provision is being made for the payment of fees to the team of MNICD for project preparation. Decrease in provision as the project preparation for the renovation of the National History Museum will be handled in-house by the officers of MNICD. Previous consultancy services awarded to Pixel Creation Limited no longer meets the requirements.
Thank you, Honorable Anquetil.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. Item 26323, décimal 030, Le Monde Heritage Trust Fund, upgrading of Troucheny Trail. Le ministre peut-il nous fournir les détails sur le time frame des travaux? Merci.
The project comprises the upgrading and rehabilitation of 2 sites of intervention, namely the stabilization of the slope on Le Mont Brabant Mountain that was affected by a landslide in January 2023, and the Troucheny Trail at the foot of Le Mont Brabant Mountain affected by erosion as a result of climate change. Funds allocated in this financial year will be utilized to kickstart the works.
Thank you.
But will kickstart the work? It will.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Béranger. Can you repeat, please?
Item 26323, decimal 039, Mauritius Museums Council, A, renovation of National History Museum, Maibo, project preparation. Can we know the time frame for the completion of this project preparation, and if the Minister has taken cognizance of a state of the museum for which a sum of at least 25 million has been asked by this authority for the renovation?
Chair, I've just replied to the question. Of course, as I said, the project preparation will be handled in-house by MNICD officers. We are in discussion presently with them. The time frame for completion of the renovation, including the project preparation, is estimated to 3 years as from now.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Time is over. The question is that the sum of 680 million rupees for vote 21-1, Ministry of Arts and Cultural Heritage, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. Ayes have it.
Vote 22-1, Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection.
The question is that the sum of 227 million rupees for vote 22-1, Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. We shall proceed by from subhead 22-101, General, on page 462. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you, sir. Item 21110, decimal 004, allowances. There is an increase, a twofold increase in the amount. Can we know to whom these fees are being paid and will be paid, and for what purpose?
Chair, increase in provision is due to full-time posting of minister and higher number of staff entitled for allowances payable as per PRB. Also, provision is made for acting and responsibility allowance for supporting staff, ad hoc and responsibility allowance for the confidential secretary to the minister, hospitality and driver's allowance to the permanent secretary, and allowances to the minister.
Thank you. Page 463, Honorable Leopold. Sorry,
it's-
one
it's-
second, Honorable Leopold. Page 462. Yes, Honorable Tim.
Yes, 21,110.005, extra assistance. There's an increase from 1.2 million to 2.5 million. So may we know to whom that extra assistance is being paid and how much is being paid to him?
Chair, provision, this increase in provision is to cater for the full year salary of one senior advisor and one PRO. And provision is made for the payment of basic salary, salary compensation, duty remission, car allowance, traveling allowance, end of year bonus, and refund of annual leave as per PRB to 3 advisors as follows. Mr. Jean-François Jérôme Cossini, advisor on information matters. Mr. Dolesh Dassorat, senior advisor. And also Mr. Mohammed Farhan Mohammed Ismail Siddiq, public relation officer.
Thank you, Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Yes, thank you, Chair. 22,030, rent. Could we are asked to vote an amount of 18 million rupees. Could we know the name of the owner of the building?
I believe we're on page 463, Honorable Minister.
Yes, Chair. The owner is SICOM.
Thank you, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair, but it's in the subhead 22102. It's okay? Yes, and
sorry?
2212.
the subsection 22102.
Okay.
And 22100.
Thank you. Honorable Tim.
Same item of rent, 22,030. We asked to vote for 18 million. Last year, the rent was around 14 million. Can we know the reason why for the 4 million increase?
The new item as provision was previously made under subhead 22102, Commerce and Trade Development. Okay, provision is made for the payment of rent as follows. Rent of office space in SICOM Tower, Eben, and also rental of 1 parking slot at the National Museum of Port Louis.
Yes, Honorable.
My question was very simple. Why is the increase? Are you increasing more, renting more space, or is there an increase in the rental amount claimed by the landlord?
It also includes additional office space at the SICOM Tower on the first floor.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Moving on to subhead 22102, Commerce and Trade Development. We are on page 463. Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. The last item, 22100, Publication and Stationery. Can you explain why there is an increase in the sum allocated for the next budget?
Yes, Chair. Provision is made for the payment of paper and materials, also printing and stationery, books and periodicals, public notes, publications. The increase in provision is due to a general rise in cost of printing materials and toners, and also increase in the ministry's activities.
Thank you, Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chair. Item 21,111.200, staff welfare. May we know from the Honourable Minister what is done for the staff welfare?
Provision is made for staff welfare events, for example, team building.
Thank you, Honorable Dulab.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22030, rent. I notice a net decrease from 14 million to 50,000. May we know the reasons?
Provision 22030. Provision is made for the rental of vehicles. Fees payable to the Mauritius Cane Industry Authority for the hiring of lorries by the Legal Metrology Services for the verification of weighbridges only in cases of emergency, that is lorry breakdown and maintenance. The decrease in provision because rental of office space at SICOM and rental of one parking space in Port Louis has now been moved under subhead 22-101 General.
Thank you. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Thank you, Chair. Item 21110, decimal 001, basic salary. And I would like to refer to page 466 under human resources. According to the human resources section, 25 management support officers will be recruited. Could we know what are the qualifications required for these posts, stating whether they will be publicly advertised?
Cannot be entertained, so we move on to page 464. Any questions on page 460? Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Item 22170, traveling within the Republic of Mauritius. Can I know why there's such amount increase in the term allocated, and how many visits has the ministry done to Rodrigues?
Traveling within the Republic, increase in provision is due to increase in ministry's activities in Rodrigues for the capacity building initiatives with relevant commissions, their act, and enforcement of consumer protection measures. Provision is made for the payment of airfares and accommodation costs for official visit to Rodrigues. Up to now, 2 visits have been effected to Rodrigues.
Thank you. Honorable Utim.
Yes, under item 313, decimal 008, competition commission, there is an amount of 53 million rupees earmarked. May I know from the Honorable Minister the name and salary packages of the chairperson, commissioners, and CEO and executive director of that commission, competition commission?
Yes, Chair. The composition of the competition commission. You have a chairperson, and chairperson Mr. Bokas, Mamad Alim. The salary 119,500 rupees, and then the for the chairperson again?
Yeah, the chairperson, the commissioners, and the executive director.
Okay. And then the commissioners, Mrs. Vedwanti Biku, 66,050 rupees. Mrs. Shada Dindoyal, 66,050 rupees. Mr. Michael Lennon, 66,050 rupees. And the executive director, Mr. Deshmukh Kaulisa, 294,220 rupees per salary.
Thank you. Time over. Subhead 22103, Consumer Protection and Market Surveillance. Page 464. Honorable Utim.
So I will take it on the item 21110, decimal 001, basic salary. May I know the number of contravention taken by officers of the Consumer Protection and Market Surveillance Unit?
Concerning the Consumer Affairs Unit, 6,200 inspections at trade premises were carried out to ensure compliance with existing regulations. 1,520 contraventions, including fixed penalty notices, have been issued to defaulters, and 382 samples were analyzed for product safety, including toys iron bars, and electrical products. That's it.
Very good, thank you. Honorable Navarre-Marie.
Yes, thank you. 22010, cost of utilities. There is an increase from 500,000 to more than 2 million rupees this year. Can we have some explanation on that?
Yes. 22. Provision is made to cater for electricity and water charges and telephone expenses for the head office SECOM Tower. Increase in provision is based on revised estimates and current expenditure, and due to the inclusion of a new provision for the hiring of appropriate call center services to enhance present support for ministry's hotline.
Thank you. Page 465. Honorable Utim.
Yes, under item 22,900, when we have a breakdown of the other goods and services.
Uh, 22,900, other goods and services.
Yes.
Okay. Provision for the payment of uniforms for drivers and office auxiliaries. Also for hospitality and ceremonies, miscellaneous expenses, awareness campaigns for consumer protection, and provision is made to cater for the holding of awareness and sensitization campaigns.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Sikuen.
For item 22,120, fees, can we have the details?
Payment of revised fees to members of the Price Observatory Committee as follows. Monthly fees to chairperson, 1,500 rupees per sitting up to a maximum of 4,500 rupees a month. Monthly fees to members, 1,125 rupees per sitting up to a maximum of 3,375 a month. Monthly fees to secretary, 825 rupees per sitting up to a maximum of 2,475 a month, and traveling expenses. Also fees for training for officers of the Consumer Affairs cadre, and fees for parking coupon use in respect of site visit, and fees for laboratory tests of alleged substandard goods.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that the sum of 227 million rupees for vote 22-1, Ministry of Commerce and Consumer Protection, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 23-1, Ministry of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reforms.
The question is that the sum of 487 million rupees for vote 23-1, Ministry of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reform, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye, those against say no.
Aye.
We shall start at subhead 23-101, General, page 471, Honorable Ganga Parsad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 471, item 21110, decimal 005, extra assistance. Two questions. Why this drop from 1.9 to 1.8 million? And then this amount is payable to whom? And what are their qualifications and the salary?
These are three questions. Honorable Minister.
Chair, provision has been made for the payment of salaries to two advisors, namely Mr. Kemrat Sidor and Tilak Raj Rai Kalichan, and the payment of the allowances for other two advisors, namely Mr. Adip Chakori and Mr. Ravi Jonki, Mr. Kemrat Sidor, Advisor on Information Matters, Mr. Tilak Rai Kalichan, Advisor on Human Resource Administration and Institutional Reform, contract for 1 year, Mr. Adib Chakori, Advisor on Public Relation Matters, temporary transfer from initial period of 1 year as from 26/12/23, Mr. Ravi Jonki, Advisor on Administrative Reform, temporary transfer from initial period of 1 year as from 02/02/24. Salary is aligned as PRB report.
Page 472, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. It's capital expenditure, 31,112, construction of Civil Service College. Can the Honorable Minister state the progress of this project?
Chair, provision made to cater for the construction of the Civil Service College, Mauritius, at the Rougi Triangle. Contract awarded on 9 November 2021, and contract awarded to Tailame and Son Enterprise Limited. Expected date of completion mid-August 2024. The initial expected date of completion was mid-June 2023. However, due to adverse weather conditions, continuous delay in shipment of materials from overseas, late supply of electricity on site, and work permit issue for foreign laborer, leading to a shortage of manpower on site, the completion date has now been scheduled for mid-August 2024.
Thank you, Honorable Tu.
Thank you, Chairperson. Item 22030, rent. There is an increase for the amount in rent for this for the future.
Can you again the vote item?
Vote item rent 22030 on page 472.
Provision made to meet the cost of rental of facilities for activities to be undertaken by my ministry, such as workshop, seminar, and audiovisual facilities. The ministry is currently Chair. The ministry is currently renting ground floor for level 2, level 3 to 12, and 2 commercial spaces of total of 5,574 square meter at Sicom Building Tower 2 for a monthly rent of around 2,806,227 cents 56, including VAT. 107 square meters at NPF building to operate the correspondence service at the cost of 40,000 per month, exclusive VAT. The increase in rent is in line with the revision which is done every 3 years as per the lease agreement based on consumer price index published in the official journal. The rental payable was revised in October 2023. Security and cleaning services are not included.
Thank you, Honorable Juman. Honorable Ganga Pausad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 472. Item 31,122,802, acquisition of IT equipment. May we know why there has been a drop by 1 million? And then who is the supplier of this equipment?
Provision has been made for the purchase of Provision has been made for the purchase of heavy-duty printers and photocopiers in several sections of my ministry. It's 02.00802?
Yes, point 802.
Well, okay.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Moving on to subhead 23.102, administrative reforms in the civil service, page 472. Page 473. Honorable Utim.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Under item 22,900, other goods and services, decimal 993, expenses in connection with sandbox framework. An amount of 2 million rupees was provided last year and is provided for this year. I know from the Honourable Minister, what is this expenses for sandbox framework for?
Chair, provision has been made to implement 3 sandbox projects for financial year 2024-2025 as listed below. Development of mobile application for public officers. Second, development of SMS gateway alert system for the Ministry of Labour, and development of a software application designed to manage student discipline, including tracking of student movements, reporting to parents, and the supporting students' distress call for the Ministry of Education.
Thank you, Honorable Abbas Mahmood.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26210, contribution to international organization, APAM. Can the Minister give information to this on this association and any benefit we derive from?
Mr. Speaker, sir, provision has been made for the payment of the membership fee for the African Association of the Public Administration and Management, APAM. It's a contribution to the international organization.
Thank you. Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 473, item 2220, fees. There has been a marked drop from 4 million to 1.5 million. Why so? And to whom will these fees be paid?
Thank you.
Chair, provision has been made for the payment to the Mauritius Standard Bureau for ISO certification of the division of my ministry, training of public officers on the implementation of our ISO certification, consultancy for the review of the performance management process PMS. The decrease in provision is due to the reduction in fee to the consultant.
Thank you. Subhead 23103, capacity building in the civil service, page 473. Page 474. Honorable Tim.
Yes, under the item 22,120, decimal 039, continuous professional development for civil servant. There is an increase in the budgeted amount from 12.8 million to 14.8 million rupees. May I know from the Honourable Minister who conduct these professional development training?
The increase in the provision is to cater for the increase in training to be dispensed to the public officers following operational of the new campus of the Civil Service College, whereby there is a director and members.
Thank you. Subhead 23104, human resource management in the civil service, page 474. Honorable Tim.
Yes, under item 26313 decimal 075, extra budgetary unit, Public Officers Welfare Council. May we have the composition of the council, please?
Composition of the council. Okay. Present composition of the POWC board. I can table it.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Chair.
Page 400, Honorable Abbas Mahmood, page 474. Yes, please.
Item 21110, decimal 004, allowances. Can the Honourable Minister provide a breakdown of expenses under this item?
Provision, Chair, provision has been made for the payment of allowances such as acting allowances, responsibility allowance, ad hoc allowance, duty remission allowance, and other allowances. The present provision is based on current trend on expenditure.
Thank you. Page 475, under same subhead, 104. Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. May we have more details regarding item 31132, decimal 130, e-scheme of service for which 5 million has been earmarked?
E-scheme of service, 5 million. The e-scheme of service, Chair, has been developed and implemented on a pilot basis in 5 ministries and departments. The e-scheme of service is a platform whereby draft schemes of services are processed electronically and consultation with different stakeholders are held online. This ensures consistency and uniformity in the drafting of these documents while improving timeliness and enabling the prompt prescription of scheme of service. Based on the positive feedback received from the user of the system, the e-scheme of service will be extended throughout the public service.
Very good, thank you. Subhead 23105, Occupational Safety and Health, on page 475. Honorable Utim.
Under item 22,900 decimal 934, enhancement of work environment in the civil service. 4.5 million budgeted last year and the same figure for this year. May we have some details as to what are the projects to enhance the work environment in the civil service?
Provision made for to cater for projects funded by my ministry to improve the work environment in ministries and departments. As at 10 June 2024, some 201 projects have been funded under the EWEP scheme. I can table.
Yes, please. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Ganga Prasad.
Thank you, Chair. Page 475, item 2220, fees. There has been an increase from 900,000 to 1.155 million for this year. May we know how will these be allocated?
$120.
Okay. For the fees provision made for training of the public officers on occupational safety matters in compliance with the safety and health norms of the OSH Act. This provision has been increased to cater for more training sessions, Mr. Chair.
Very good. Thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that the sum of 487 million rupees for vote 23-1, Ministry of Public Service, Administrative and Institutional Reforms, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Vote 24-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives.
The question is that the sum of 551 million rupees for vote 24-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives, stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no.
Aye.
We are on subhead 24.101, General, and we'll start from page 482. Honorable Utim.
Yes, under item 21,110, decimal 005, extra assistance, can we have the list of the advisors and the amount paid to them?
Provision made for remuneration on contract of advisors. As at date, there is no advisor at the SME division.
Page 482. Page 483, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Items 22120, fees to consultant, COMISA funded. Can you give some more details and the progress of work?
Fees to consultant COMISA. It's provision for fees to members of boards and committees, DBC, BEC Audit Committee, training of staff. Fees to consultant is unfunded as payment has already been made to consultant by COMISA.
Thank you, Honorable Utim.
Under item 31,132, decimal 117, Central SME database. There was a project value of 6 million rupees. May we know the status of this project?
Yes. Funds to the tune, let me tell you, the amount of 3 million has been earmarked for the financial year, and the payment at date. So you want to know, the consultant submitted the final report in February 2024, and bids for the supply, customization, installation, and post-go-live support of an integrated IT system for SMEs was launched on 29th March 2024. The bids are currently on evaluation stage.
Thank you. We now move to subhead 24102, Industrial Development, on page 483. Page 484, Honorable Tool.
Thank you, Chair. Item 26313, decimal O11. There is an increase in the budget for the Academy of Design and Innovation. May we know from the Honourable Minister the increase for...
Increase in provision is mainly due to, first, recruitments that are essential to the growth and development of the EDI. Secondly, to the annual increments payable to staff on permanent and pensionable establishment in January 2024. Thirdly, enhanced spending in regard to events and marketing, advertising, rebranding, PR, and the like, in order to position the Academy so that it has a better chance of achieving its set objectives. And fourthly, for the yearly lease rentals and contribution towards infrastructural works and maintenance facilities in regard to Côte d'Or plot.
Thank you, Honorable Leopold.
Thank you, Chair. Capital expenditure 26323.046. Can the Honourable Minister explain why they've increased the grant for the Mauritius Standard Bureau?
Yes, the increase is to cater for expenditure pertaining to the following. Firstly, the provision for the Bureau to act pursuant to Article 10 of the World Trade Organization Technical Barriers to Trade Agreement as the enquiry point for Mauritius with the objective of answering reasonable enquiries from other member states to the agreement, including on any adopted or proposed technical regulations, standards, and conformity assessment procedures. Secondly, to empower the Mauritius Standards Bureau to conduct other activities such as testing, certification, and inspection.
Thank you, Honorable Utim.
26313.46, grant to Mauritius Standard Bureau. May I know from the Honourable Minister whether the Mauritius Standard Bureau has now a general manager? If so, what is the name of the person?
Yes, the MSB has a director for the day-to-day management. It is Mrs. Lovita Chaman Boudjouari, who was appointed as from 10 October 2023. And the qualifications as well, you have asked?
No. Question wasn't asked about that. Thank you. We are now on page 485, subhead 24103, Small and Medium Enterprises Development. Honorable Utim.
Yes, under grant 26313.147, grant to SME Mauritius Limited. Can the Honourable Minister table the names of the chairperson, directors, and executive officer of the Mauritius?
Yes, I will table all the composition of the board and the CEO.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. We are now at subhead 24104, Cooperatives Development, page 485. Page 486, under the same subhead. Honourable Utim.
Under item 26313.061, National Cooperative College. May we know the status of this project, whether it's been, what stage it has reached in...
National Cooperative College. It's functional. It has for this year had 1,800 participants, and the composition of the board, you have the chairperson, Mr. Boudou, and the director is Mr. Kunjubiari. There are 9 staff. The courses dispensed by the NCC are Certificate in Cooperative Management, Diploma in Cooperative Business Management, and tailor-made non-hour courses for cooperatives.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. The question is that the sum of 551 million rupees for vote 24-1, Ministry of Industrial Development, SMEs and Cooperatives stand part of the schedule. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it. The Committee of Supply has been concluded, so the question is that I do report to the House that the estimates of expenditure 24-25 and indicative estimates of 25-26 and 26-27 have passed the Committee of Supply without amendment. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Consideration of the appropriation 2024-2025 bill number 4 of 2024, the schedule.
The question is that the schedule stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
Clause 1 short title, Clause 2 appropriation of sums in respect of services of government.
The question is that the clauses 1 and 2 stand part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it.
The title and enacting clause.
The question is that the title and enacting clause stand part of the bill. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The question is that I do report to the House that the appropriation 2024-2025 bill number 4 of 2024 has passed the Committee of Supply without amendment. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Aye. The ayes have it. Honourable members, Mr. Speaker will now resume the chair, so I would wish to thank you all for your cooperation and support in the smooth conduct of this event.
Honourable members, be seated. Honourable Shakil Mohammed, tonight it's late. Next time it would be early. Tonight it is late.
I was waiting for you.
I am waiting for you next time. Deputy Chairman of Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I have to report to the House that the estimates of expenditure 24-25 and indicative estimates of 25-26 and 2026 and 27 and the appropriation 2024-2025 bill number 4 of 2024 have passed the Committee of Supply without amendment.
Motion for adjournment of the House.
Speaker, sir, I move for the adjournment of the House to Tuesday, 25th of June at 11:30 a.m.
The House stands adjourn. No adjournment matter, so let's call it a day and a night. have to inform the House that an indicative time allocation has been worked out and agreed upon by the whips in regard to each vote item and subhead, wherever applicable. Some flexibility will be exercised wherever the need arises. The Committee of Supply will proceed page by page and program by program, wherever applicable, for the orderly conduct of this process. Honourable members are invited to stand guided by the provisions of Standing Order 73-3, which reads as follows: discussions at the committee shall be confined to the details of the estimates and shall not refer to the general principles of government policy and administration. Honourable members are advised to be brief in their questions and honourable ministers to be brief in their replies. Your collaboration is therefore essential. Honourable members, the House is further informed that, keeping with past practice, the votes in regard to the centralised services of government will be taken immediately after the committee would have considered the votes of expenditure for the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Development. I thank you for your attention.
Speaker, sir, I move that the Children's Bill number 17 of 2020, the Children's Courts Bill number 18 of 2020, and the Child Sex Offender Register Bill number 19 of 2020 be taken together and read a second time. Mr. Speaker, sir, 26 years after the promulgation of the Child Protection Act of 1994, I have been given the privilege and honour to present before this August Assembly the Children's Bill 2020, which I personally consider being one among the most important bills to have been brought before this National Assembly. Concurrently, my ministry is working on the adoption bill, which is coming to this August Assembly imminently. Mr. Speaker, sir, while we plan to reinforce our information, education and communication campaigns on the rights, the care, protection and development of our children as an ongoing preventive measure, I have to inform the House that I have also revamped the child services of my ministry into a child rescue and prevention services, a child rehabilitation services, a licensing and enforcement services, in order to ensure that the services dispensed are transparent, more responsive to our children's needs and aspirations, and that officers are held accountable for their decisions. Mr. Speaker, sir, the protection, care and development of our children are fundamental in the construct of our country's future. It implies that if we fail to lay solid foundation in this very construct, we will not only jeopardize our country's future, but most importantly, we will fail those who entrusted their lives, their well-being, and their future in our hands. Today, Mr. Speaker, sir, I feel privileged to present, on behalf of our government, the Children's Bill to the National Assembly, a much-awaited bill that will ensure the protection, safety, care, development of our children in a much better way. Mr. Speaker, sir, since I took over this ministerial portfolio of child welfare in November last year, I gave priority to introducing this Children's Bill. The bill has necessitated much documentation, taking into consideration prevailing guiding instruments such as the United Convention on the Rights of the Child, the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child, the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women relating to the girl child, and the National Children's Policy of 2003. In addition, Mr. Speaker, sir, consultations have been held with various stakeholders, such as government agencies, Ombudsperson Children's Office, NGOs. The views of my highly esteemed colleagues in this August Assembly, the civil society, the press, have also been of great value.
Last but not least, the views of children have also been sought through a consultative workshop organized by the National Children Council. Mr. Speaker, sir, as a result of these consultations, I have the honor to present the Children's Bill and 2 other associated bills, namely the Children's Court Bill and the Child Sex Offender Register Bill, to the House today. The aim, Mr. Speaker, sir, of introducing the Children's Bill is to provide for a more comprehensive and modern legislative framework with a view to addressing the shortcomings of the existing Child Protection Act and to give better effect to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child and the African Charter on the Rights and Welfare of the Child. Mr. Speaker, sir, I will now come to the elaboration of the salient provisions in the Children's Bill. Firstly, according to the existing Child Protection Act, a child is currently defined as an unmarried person under the age of 18. In this bill, however, a child means a person under the age of 18. The words unmarried person have been removed because on this side of the House, Mr. Speaker, sir, we believe that a child should rather focus on his development and growth that will help him become a responsible, law-abiding adult and citizen of this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, Clause 4 of the Children's Bill relates to the best interest of the child, which shall be paramount and be the primary consideration by any person, court, institution, or other body. They shall respect, protect, promote, and fulfill the rights and the best interests of the child in any deliberation. Clauses 5 and 6 of the bill stipulate that every child who is of such age, maturity, and stage of development that he can participate in any matter concerning him, insofar obviously as practicable, he shall be given the right to participate in that matter, and any views expressed by that child shall be given due consideration. In this context, Mr. Speaker, sir, I am reviewing certain provisions of the National Children's Council Act to promote better participation of children by giving them opportunities to voice out their views and their concerns and also participate in developmental activities. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, sir, this Act applies to any child, meaning that no person shall discriminate against a child on the ground of the child's or the child's parents' race, caste, place of origin, political opinion, color, creed, sex, language, religion, property, or disability. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, sir, in any proceedings, action, or decision concerning a child, we need to understand that at all times there shall be due regards to the rights and responsibilities of a child. Clause 7 lays emphasis, Mr. Speaker, sir, on parental responsibilities and rights. And this clause stresses that any person having the legal responsibility of a child shall provide his basic needs, including the responsibility to take decisions relating to that child's day-to-day upbringing. Mr. Speaker, sir, unfortunately, we have witnessed that sometimes, not all the times, persons having such a legal